Okay. Sorry, we have the eulogy at this time by. You may have your seat. Eulogy by Brother Emma Didier at this time.
A eulogy to Daddy. Nestled, born and bred in the community of Delce Choiseul, a young man by the name of Victor Didier, who at that time was 17 years old, decided to escape the life of poverty and hardships to venture in search of greener pastures in the city of Castries. Victor was affectionately called Fueto by his female siblings from Choiseul, uncle from his nieces and nephews, Brother Didier from his church members, Didier from his acquaintances, Dad or Daddy by his children, and Papa by his grandkids. Dad was quite a fine catch, strong, well-built, attractive, with an impeccable and gorgeous physique. That it was quite inevitable he would capture the eyes and love interests of whom he dated, wedded, and fathered children with. Even during his illness, he maintained a high level of self-care thanks to Nigel Breen, who facilitated the house call haircuts that spruced his groom mannerisms. My dad's impeccable and gorgeous physique, physical features, and personality were inherited and distributed in his children's current traits. When you look at the definition of my upper body, my traps, arms, and muscles, they resemble the similar male version of my dad's upper physique. When you look at my sister's lower body, the stiffness and toughness of her thighs and legs represents the strength from dad's lower physique. The charmness and crafty character of my dad is stamped down into his male offsprings. Many times, persons prepare and read eulogies that highlight the positives to showcase the deceased as a perfect individual. Dad wasn't always a saint or man with no flaws. He did falter at times. Nevertheless, he was still Dad, and the love and respect has always been maintained. Whilst on the quest to greener pastures in the city of Castries, he became a skilled fur carpenter and later took up employment with Brinks Security Company and later with the Ministry of Education as a security guard or watchman. He was initially attached to the Marshall Combined School and later transferred to the Ave Maria Girls Primary School until his retirement. Dad had many hobbies and used them to fulfill other sources of income. He ventured into farming, carpentry, and on several occasions received the roadside maintenance contracts. He had a passion for landscaping. He held these roadside maintenance contracts in high regard, so much so that when the contract was terminated from him, he expressed his disappointment to the Barbono MP at a church function. That was when the new government was elected. In trying to console Dad, in trying to console his plight, I said, Dad, isn't that the norm? Every time a new government is formed, contracts are terminated and reissued to new individuals. It didn't matter what I said. This disappointment didn't go well with him at all. Whilst pursuing a better life in the city, Dad never neglected his family from Choiseul. He would frequently travel to the south during his vacation to patronize and share the little that he had with his deceased mother, sisters, nieces, and nephews. Upon leaving Choiseul at the age of 17, Dad attained no formal secondary education, and his literacy skills were poor. As a result, he enrolled in the adult literacy program administered by the Ministry of Education. This allowed him to sharpen on the writing of his name and fill in a withdrawal and deposit bank slip. According to Shakespeare, Merchant of Venice, Act 1, Scene 1, from the character Portia, and I quote, "Good sentences, and well pronounced and well spoken, those are good sayings," unquote. Those quotes were quite reflective of Dad's great articulation of the English language. Dad was an avid sports enthusiast. He was an active supporter of Brazil during World Cup football and loved attending the local CPL at the Darren Sammy cricket grounds. Dad was super passionate about tennis, his favorite watch sport. His favorite male tennis player was Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic. More so, Rafael. Interruption. I'm sure my dad would have loved me to continue this eulogy. Thank you so much. Please allow me to continue. His favorite watch sports. His favorite male tennis player was Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic. More so, Rafael Nadal, as he would never miss watching a Grand Slam tennis open. Australian Open, Wimbledon, French Open, US Open. He loved Serena Williams, oh my, she was his darling. He used to say, "Chick mweki lausa." He followed these tennis players to the T. He could quote all of their success statistics in the tennis matches played, even better than me, even better than a PE coach. I remember having conversations with him about how disappointed he was that Serena wasn't able to break the women's Grand Slam record. He kept saying, "She plays well into the preliminaries and into the quarter and semifinals. My pastor say nervous. Many times, persons would lament that myself and my siblings love food. My response would be, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Food was one of Dad's greatest indulgence. Prior to his illness, he cooked in massive pots filled with meat. Dad loved a lot of salaison, pork, beef, chicken. He was an active church member who attended many banquets and with the men's group outings. I remember speaking to him over the phone to ask him about his whereabouts, only to reply that he is at the Royalton having lunch with his brethren. So I was like, "Really, Dad? I haven't even been to the Royalton. Wow." This brings me to a joke relayed by Dad. He said, "If I think he's the biggest eater among the men in the church, what do you leave for Brother Ronnie?" Brother Ronnie eats a lot too. He said he was quite surprised when he saw Brother Ronnie go for seconds and thirds just like him. Upon taking ill, Dad would insist on reminding us every Friday, "Don't forget to check Sister Joan." His words were like, "Don't forget to tell Sister Joan to send me my order." I tell you, Dad just loved these turkey dolls. Thank you, Sister Joan. Dad was a cheerful and friendly man who bonded well with everyone. Throughout his illness, the men's group would visit. Likewise, his good buddy, Brother Pamphile. He spoke highly of Brother Pamphile and always looked forward to his visits and words of encouragement and prayers. Thank you, Brother Pamphile. You have had quite an impact on Dad. His very good best friend, Moses and Dad go way back. He was very helpful and affectionate towards Dad. He did a great job maintaining the garden around the house, as well as performing landscaping duties. Moses, my dad really appreciated your friendship and efforts. Even before and after Dad's illness, Moses made it his duty to extend breakfast invitations and get-togethers at his place of residence. He was grateful to Alvin, who picked him up and dropped him back home safely. Dad had a great rapport with the neighbors around. Gratitude is expressed to Sasho, H, Sister Joan, Sister Mary, Sister Mona, Winsbert, Jane, and his very good friend, Pastor Solomon. Many thanks to Brother Alan for his pickup and drop-off commitments, thus ensuring that Dad got to church safely. Gratitude is expressed to all the individuals who visited my dad during his depressing times. In 2020, Dad was diagnosed with a chronic eye disease. Much attempts to save the eye was futile. His living arrangements warranted the need for a caretaker. We then sought to assist the assistance of Portia. Portia, you shall then, today and forever, be the greatest caretaker in my dad's eyes. My family expresses gratitude to you for your assistance and patience in his caregiving. According to a famous quote from Shakespeare, to be or not to be, that is the question. You shall be in our hearts, Dad, and may your great memories live on. You have battled and fought a great fight. It's time to surrender your weapon and rest in perfect peace. We bid you a great send-off, Dad, to a place of eternal rest where you shall struggle no more. Rest on, Dad, with black being your favorite color. We love you, and bid you farewell. Thank you.